All right. Hello all. Welcome back to another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video here. So we have the very first burst mode here since the revamp went live. So this is going to be the first sort of look at how it really functions. Although I think it's probably going to be more or less similar. We'll have to see. But that being said, so let me just go through the missions here real quick. They did massively change and buff the sort of missions here. I believe it's like up to 15 stones now. You get a bunch of meats, you get the Kais and stuff. Like they massively boosted this. Now, I mean, I already always did every single burst mode, right? So I don't know if there's just like a large percentage of the player base that wasn't really touching it, and that's why they wanted to revamp it, or like what the deal was. But they did make several changes here. So you don't need to do 2 runs anymore for the 1 stone. I never did that bullshit anyway. It was kind of annoying. I was like, whatever. But you do now need to go to 8,000 score, right? And they did also sort of like streamline all the different like options you can select here. So we're just gonna scroll through real quick, but I mean personally I actually kind of liked being able to change all the different like nodes, like all the like it varied quite a bit. I guess maybe a lot of people didn't really like that because the sort of selections here are very limited now. But I don't know. I mean, we'll see how this goes. I don't know if it's going to be more difficult than before or like what I should really expect. But we are going 70 points over the 8,000 threshold that is necessary. We'll see if maybe that it's going to be pretty tough and I should try adjusting or what the deal is here. But I do have my team made. We're just going to go for a Vegeta family clear. That being said, though, I'm actually, instead of Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, I'm just going to go with double Vegeta Trunks. I mean, everyone here is on the leader skill. Plus, I mean, the stack I feel like could be pretty helpful for some of these other Vegetas at the end here. They're just sort of here to fill out the team, right? But we'll see what happens. I'm actually really excited to jump into this. So let's do this. But yeah, they've been actually, I mean, burst mode here. Clearly, we have this revamp, right? And just in general, I mean, they're just trying to like touch up on a lot of the systems of the game right now. I mean, I guess the whole like 11th anniversary theme, New Horizons. I guess they're really trying to really fit that, but at the same time, it's like, I mean, I don't know, like part 1 of the 11th anniversary, like it does feel like there's a bit of a drought in content. I'm not really too sure what the deal is there. I have been having fun with the fact that we are relatively within the same meta as before. I feel like that's actually a good idea. I do like that they did that. But I don't know. I feel like it's just weird, man. I'm not really the most like confident in what exactly like happened here. Because clearly something went wrong. Because there's no way they're going all about like we're revamping everything, we're refreshing the red zones. Like they're doing all these big sort of changes, and they're like, yeah, we're just gonna like drop like negative content for part 1. Because I mean, realistically speaking, if you think about it, because I mean, so this is part of this week's content, right? And they've been doing for part 1 of the 11th anniversary here. We'll see if this is the thing they keep going with, or what. They do tend to like start and drop these things over and over. But they've been having like this recommended events of the week post they've been making on Twitter, right? And for this sort of second part of part 1 here, they're like, okay, you have a bait banner, you have the new burst mode, and you have the Tamagami Dokkan Awakens. And it's like, okay, a bait banner isn't actual content. The Tamagami Dokkan Awakens take like 10 fucking minutes. And I mean, burst modes, historically, when you really juiced them up, could actually take quite a while. And this is really juiced up, but I don't know like how that really is going to play into like with how it like before, right? Like I don't know if like a really juiced up version of this burst mode is comparable to other burst modes. I mean, that's going to be something that's probably going to have to take several iterations of burst mode to really get a firm idea of, right? Because they do also tend to vary in difficulty between like what category you can use, and this one's Goku and Vegeta family. Like that's very, very easy, right? I'm not. Although that being said, we're not really doing too much damage here. But like Goku and Vegeta family is like, oh my god, that's so difficult. Not really. So I'm not really. I don't know. Honestly, like I'm not really too sure if by the end here this is going to be a very, very tough challenge, or if it's just going to be, you know, sort of like stacking simulator, and then once we get to the very, very end, we just fucking like hop Vegito and, you know, GG. I mean, that's probably how it's gonna go, but you know, we'll have to see, of course. But still, I mean, revamping all the rewards and stuff. I mean, personally, like they did get rid of the silver burst mode coin, which I would always use to get like the grand Kais personally. I mean, they seem to be pretty generous with the Kais this celebration, though, especially with like all the friend points, that sort of banner. Like I feel like at some point I might run out again, but certainly my Kai collection is better than it ever has been before. With 11th anniversary here, they've done a really good job, I feel, about giving out Kais. So that is really nice, because that has always been. I mean, other people who've played as long as me, and I feel like they always have like a ton of them. And like I'm the same way with like not Elder Kais, excuse me, Hercule statues. Like a lot of other people have a ton of Hercule statues if you've been playing as long as I have. Right, and I'm like that with the Hercule statues, but for whatever reason, my Kais, they're not even close to others that have been playing like as long as me, which is, I don't know, I mean, it's weird, but the only thing I could really think of, I probably, and in fact, actually, I will say this is most likely the case, I haven't always been the best about, like, grinding out, like, the free-to-play sort of copies of characters, if that makes any sense. Like, you know, like, there's a base Goku who needs Kais, right, SA level. I just use Kais. I want to, like, grind out base Goku, right? So, now with the most recent change they did, you know, in December, that makes things a lot easier, right? At that point, ever since then, I certainly have been grinding out, like, all the free-to-play copies for characters and such, but before then, to me, it just felt like such a headache to do. So I didn't really do it too often. Sometimes I did, but not too often. So, I mean, we'll see, but I don't know. This mode has gone through a couple of revamps, and I don't know, it's a fun little mode. The initial ones, I mean, the very first one on Global was bugged, where we had, like, the Kaioken Goku, you know, airplane mode, right? But, and besides that, like, for several years, I feel like they were kind of tough. Like, it'd be like you'd stack and you'd stack and you'd stack, and like half an hour into the run, you know, you'd get to the point like, all right, I'm finally on the final phase, and the final phase just like one shots you. Like I feel like that would happen very, very often in the past. But for the more recent ones, it's been pretty easy for the most part. So once again, I mean, we're still in the first phase here, mind you. I mean, we're certainly. This is turn 3. We're certainly going to get out of this starting from next turn. And once my sort of rotations are actually properly set up, we should be moving a bit quicker too. But, I don't know. I mean, Dokkan events, they have 4 phases. So, I mean, is this going to be something that's like, okay, we're on, you know, turn 16 and we finally get to clear? Like, I did, like, really juice up the HP and the defense and stuff. But I don't know. Once again, I mean, this is the very first one. There probably will be another one. This celebration. I mean, this is the Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Dokkan event literally just came out. So, I mean, they have been doing that the last few major celebrations, to be fair. Like, I think 10th anniversary, Vegito and Gogeta both had that. I feel like Omega and the Tag with Goku cards, they had their own burst ones. So they've been doing that with the anniversaries, doing it, like dropping them immediately. So, you know, I do expect the Super Saiyan 4s, right? They're probably going to have a burst at some point in part 2, but I don't know when. Which, by the way, that is something I'm really... at the time I'm recording this, I did try to, I don't know if it'll get out today, or if I'm gonna, drop it tomorrow, or what the deal is, but I'm trying to record the final sort of showcases for the Tamagamis, right? And my opening rotation RNG has just been so awful recently. And because of that, I was not able to... I mean, I'm going to do more attempts, but I was not able to get those done. But we are right on the cusp of the part 2 sort of stream and everything. From the time I'm recording this, we're about actually... It's 27 hours and 28 minutes out, I believe. Because it's 5:02 for me right now, so... I mean, I'm really looking forward to the stream. I think it's going to be... We're going to see some really good stuff in there. I mean, I don't know. Personally, I'm still I still, even as a Super Saiyan 4 fan, I'm not against Super Saiyan Blue Evolution Vegeta like so many people. I don't know. I think the form's kind of cool because I always really liked Super Vegeta, Super Trunks, the sort of buff forms. I've always found pretty cool. So, I mean, I'm still waiting for an actual voiced Final Clash from the Android/Cell Saga. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge, Dokkan. But, I mean, and Super Trunks. That was a Dokkan fest I wanted forever, and then I hated this TUR. It was not good stuff. But, I don't know. I really liked how they brought it back. And I get a lot of people weren't actually fans in Super of all the callbacks, because they did do a lot of callbacks. I will certainly admit that, especially during the Tournament of Power, Final Explosion. We had Super sort of version of a form come back. I did do a lot of that sort of stuff, and I get that, but I don't know. Sure, you could say it's oh, it's just quote unquote refresh, revamp, reuse, recycle, however you want to phrase it, slop. I don't know. Sure, making new good things from the series is definitely really, you want to do that, but I don't have an issue with every now and again calling back to the really cool stuff from before either. I don't know. Maybe that's just a me thing though. But I don't know. I'm not against Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta. Long story short. Right, I didn't think we needed one for 10th anniversary. I was very surprised, but I was very happy. And then we all saw, I mean, how he turned out, right? So I'm hoping for a bit of a redemption, right? And I've heard that the animations, apparently according to the people at the sort of fan meeting, that Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, apparently, once again we'll see, but apparently he has the best animations in the game. Which I would be really excited for, personally. But we'll see. I mean, either way, that is going to be the character, because I know I can get one of the characters. Now, I'm not, I have enough for a rotation, mind you, currently, but I'm not going to have enough for 2 rotations on the, part 2 banners the second they go live. I mean, we'll get about a ton of stones, sure, but still, I'm probably going to have to farm out some of the events and such first. But I am going to guarantee that within, 24 hours or whatever, I'm gonna have UI Goku Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta. We'll see. I mean, I definitely want to get the Super Saiyan Force too, but because the thing is, I mean, I'm right at the level of pity. In fact, I don't know. It might actually, I might need to do a full 2 rotations in order to hit pity, but I'm right there. I know I'm gonna hit it. We're gonna have the rainbow tickets and everything. I'm not really concerned about hitting pity. I know it's gonna happen. It's just, to me, it's okay, it's a matter of when, not if, right? I don't know. I am excited for them, but still, because I mean, tags are so cool. Tag has got to be the best mechanic they've ever made. Originally I would have thought that domains would have been, but so much headaches went into domains at this point. Like, it just, I don't know, like, it's really cool, but they practically, like, never utilize it anymore. And also, because I was, like, so surprised, none of the Daima LRs, none of the Daima TURs, nothing. No first Demon Realm sort of, like, battle background, that stage that Goma made. We're not having a domain for that? Really? What? To me, that's just it's like so shocking. I don't get it. But, we haven't had a lot of domains, right? I mean, I guess, like, Omega is relatively recently, but I feel like we don't have a lot of domains. And, I don't know, that is certainly one of the more fun mechanics to me. But I feel like tag is the best one. Like, it's a lot of fun being able to do all the different things you can do with it. Especially when we get combos of characters like the superhero TURs, like Golden Frieza Gogeta. Like, that stuff is so cool to me. So, I don't know. I really like tags. The original animation is probably going to be really cool. I still, even with that being said, I still think, it feels a little weird that we're having this stuff here. Especially because I'm also trying to consider, like, future EZAs and such, right? And to me, I'm like, okay, I mean, this is cool and all, but, like, I mean, what's going to happen to Super Saiyan 4 Goku in AGL Omega Shenron now, right? Like, I wonder if I'm, like, the only one, like, actually, like, really thinking about that, because it's like,
Time to get serious.
I mean, this is cool and all, but, like, I mean, we just had the Super Saiyan 4s, right? Were the 7th year EZA. We had Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, we had Omega, right? We're getting new sort of tag Super Saiyan 4s. Like, I don't really, like, when are they going to drop more GT stuff? Like, that's my question. Because if they handle this poorly, which I think is very, very possible, mind you, especially because they don't really seem to give two shits about Dokkan Fest LR or Carnival LR EZAs unless they're, like, anniversary characters, which is bullshit, mind you, but that just seems to be how they're operating. But, like, it's just like, are we really going to EZA AGL Omega Shenron? Because we're not getting a bunch of GT bosses next year, or this year, but even next year too. Like, I doubt it. Like, we're not getting another big GT boss set up for a while. I mean, I feel like we could use like a new Super 17 or something, but I mean, besides that, we just had Omega. The only thing I can honestly think of is, like, it'd have to be like a celebration like TDC, and they just sort of, like, run back what they already did with the 2023 Tanabata, but instead have it be just start a turn full Super Saiyan 4 Power Goku, and then the carnival being a Sin Shenron that transforms into a Goku. Like, that is genuinely the only thing I can think of, because we haven't had a super full Power Saiyan 4 Goku, like, standalone since the Tech TUR, which was God, when was that? It would have been like 2021 or something, I feel. 2020. It's been forever since that character came out. So I'm not really... Maybe something like that could work, but we're not going to get a lot of GT stuff for a while, I feel, so... I mean, whatever they're dropping here, like, that's going to be it. And it's just like, I don't want to be in another situation where, my GOAT Omega comes for his, second release, essentially. And yet again, we don't have GT bosses. The only thing I could really, like, think of is they could adjust his condition on EZA. It's certainly possible. I'm not going to say it's likely, but it's possible. They could, make it like Inhuman Deeds as well. And, EZA him during the GDC or something. But, the GDC, I know it keeps getting pushed down the road, but GDC, Namek, for sure, 2026, it's going to happen. Don't... it's crazy. It's going to happen sooner or later, okay? I feel like things are really lined up, too, with, like, the new mode. They haven't mentioned it at all. So I doubt at this point it's coming out for part 2. And, you know, people did say at the Community Fest in, what was it, September, that, it did have, it was, like, very, like, Namek. It was sort of noted as a way to experience, like, the story of Dragon Ball or whatever. But it was, like, Namek. And they showed, like, T-Wars removing the diamond background from their arts. That was also something like that. They showed, like, Super Saiyan Goku, the Dokkan Fest T1, that Easy 8 forever ago. They showed him to, like, give an example of it. So I feel like with that and, like, the cooler movie Easy A's, we still haven't had. And the fact that, and this is one's a little bit more, like, quote unquote, like, hard to prove, I guess. But, I mean, these games do tend to like to do things relatively around the same time as each other, and it's like, Legends did have Namek be, like, not even, like, a part. Like, it was the part. Like, Ultras, well, I guess technically they're doing, like, Legends now. Like, they're abandoning, like Legend Limited characters, and it's now Legends. But, as far as I understand, Ultra is still the most, like, premium tier character. So, like, the Namek LRs were, Ultras, the Namek Ultras were, like, the main thing from the 7th anniversary for Legends. So, I don't see how Dokkan just gonna, like, completely ignore that. I feel like they're gonna do it sooner rather than later, and it just, I'm feeling like it's gonna be GDC at this point, but I'm also, like, I have no clue what part 2 is going to be, honestly. Like, maybe they actually do the Namek RWF that we were talking about last year. Because, like, I mean, we didn't get the Super Easy A for Tech Golden Frieza. We didn't get the Easy A for the Super Saiyan Blues. Like, those were weird decisions from TDC, I feel. So maybe they finally, like, give us a, quote-unquote, like, reason for why they didn't do those, I guess. Like, I don't know, honestly. I mean, we'll have to see. But I hope, I don't know, we gotta get Namek sooner or later, and it's just, dude, it's just like, cause I've been wanting Namek to get new stuff for, like, ever, right? I thought, okay, it's gotta be part of the 10th anniversary, and going into this year, it's like, okay, we're at the 40th anniversary of Dragon Ball. Namek is the most iconic thing from Dragon Ball, so it's like, okay, we're gonna, for the 40th anniversary of Dragon Ball, we're gonna, because they also did that whole, like, original manga, like, okay, going through all the Z stuff. Like, it made so much sense to me. And mind you, it's not just like, oh yeah, it made sense to me, but, I'm not good at judging what could be coming for Celebrations. Like, I don't know, I mean, Daima for 11th anniversary was so obvious. I don't get how people thought it wasn't. But, a lot of people weren't, and I guess you could somewhat predict this, but a lot of people didn't really seem to be down with, like, okay, Superhero's coming. I was very confident that Superhero was coming for New Year's. In fact, I was even very confident that it'd be tag characters. I just thought it was going to be, like, Gohan Piccolo and Gamma 1, Gamma 2. I did not consider the sort of Gohan, Gamma 1, Piccolo, Gamma 2 that they did, which is infinitely more exciting, by the way, but I hadn't considered that. So, like, it's not like I'm just like, oh, yeah, this, I thought it was going to happen, but, I'm never right. Like, I feel like I have a pretty decent track record with things. I'd say for GDC, though, I was kind of confused about Future and GT, for sure. Because it's like, you look at the Easy A's, it's like, okay, 2023, we have all, Vegeta Blue, Zamasu, Future Gohan, Trunks, right? And then this year, again, 2023, I mean, HL will make a Shenron in Super Saiyan 4 Goku. It's like, we have all of these Easy A's lined up, and it's like, I'm still curious to see how they're going to handle this sort of situation they put themselves in. Because that's why I don't think they do that sort of stuff. It's like, okay, we have this stuff, we know it's coming. So I don't know. My guess right now is the future worldwide stuff is going to get pushed to like headlining 12th anniversary, I'm gonna guess we'll get Vegito Blue finally, like an actual Vegito Blue. But I have no idea. Um, GT, I'm just like I have no fucking clue. I'm really curious to see what they do for GT stuff, but I don't know. I don't even know how I got on this whole train of thought, to be honest. But Namek GDC, that's my new thought process. I guess we'll have to see getting closer to that, the sort of get all the hints and stuff. But I don't know. I'm still excited for part 2, even though, long story short, I guess, even though Namek's not a part of this celebration, I still think it could be really good. Part 1 was a bit of a letdown, but yeah, we'll see. Hopefully, there's a lot of good content and such. That's probably how I got onto it, because I was talking about content. Then I started talking about like the new mode. That's exactly what happened there. Yeah. So, long story short, hopefully there's good, difficult, fun content actually for part 2. We'll have to see. Let me. I haven't seen this in a while, and this will kill. So let me do Vegito. We'll do his, his active skill as well. And either way, we're gonna kill with Vegito.
Vegeta, put this on your right ear, please! Vegeta! Give it to me, now! This is what I'm supposed to do, right? Yep, thanks, Vegeta. This is Super Vegito! Witness the power of the Potara! I won't hold back! Take this!
Okay, so I mean we're about 14 turns in here, by the way. We're gonna win this turn, and it's about half an hour in. So I mean I guess certainly a bit longer than burst modes had been, like historically, at least relatively recently for me. A bit more back to the roots of burst mode, where they could be really long, but it doesn't seem to be too difficult. I mean, to be fair, I don't have like the attack nearly as like boosted as the defense and the HP, but it seems to be pretty easy overall. But still, I mean, once we get the clear here, right? Just the amount of rewards we're about to get from this, it's crazy, honestly. Like the way they just massively boosted this, like I don't know. Once again, 11th anniversary, they could have part 1 here. There could have been a lot better stuff, but I do really appreciate how they've done a bunch of revamps for the Baton Battle and the Red Zone Supreme Magnificent Battle thing. Although I believe there's going to be more coming to that, but I'm not entirely sure. Burst mode here, like they are going around and like touching up on a lot of the sort of systems that maybe needed some more attention. The Wii's event, although that could still need some more attention. The thing that I've always enjoyed about Dokkan is, even if you think like, okay, they fucked up a unit, or even if they do a bad thing, like with the Carnival LRs, Kai Goku, Kid Gohan not being on the Carnival banister, at least not on part 1, either of them. They're probably not going to be on part 2. We'll have to see. But when they could do some shitty stuff for sure, 100%. But the thing I've always liked about Dokkan, and part of what like ended up making me drop Legends in the end, which I've said this a couple times recently, keeps popping up, but I was one of the original Legends players. It's not like, oh yeah, I dropped it on the 2nd anniversary, played for 2 days, like, oh, this sucks ass. Like I played the original region lock beta, and I played all the way up until just a couple of weeks after Ultra UI's release. I came back again a little bit for the 6th and 7th anniversaries, but dropped again. I do want the game to succeed, but I feel like they've made more and more and more and more and more greedy decisions as the years have gone on, and it's like for me, no matter what Dokkan has done, even when we have a terrible year like 2023, you can tell that they care. You can tell that they're trying, that they want the players to enjoy the game. Like at least that's how it feels to me. Legends, I didn't feel that same way, and you know you could tell. I mean, with touching up on, they don't have to fucking readjust burst mode. Like there was no one. I don't feel like, hey Dokkan, readjust burst mode, but they did and they made it better. Like Dokkan's pretty good about always trying to improve little by little, even if they make a mistake, they try to come back at some point and course correct, right? Legends didn't feel that way, but I mean, if you enjoy Legends, all power to you. It just for me, I couldn't really. It was not for me anymore. But anyway, so yeah, the burst mode here, pretty easy overall. That definitely took a bit of time, but the rewards are actually very. And they're already pretty decent, but they're like insane. Now 15 stones for this, like, yeah, that's fucking wild to me. But with that being said, I suppose we're gonna wrap things up here. And then I still have like the Goku family mission for the RNG battle I can clear. I still need to finish up once the daily reset happens. I still need to finish up those Tamagami showcases, but other than that sort of stuff, I'm ready for part two. I've got all the part one stuff cleared here. We'll have to see. Hopefully they cook. But with that being said, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Take care.